now tuned in to the Lady Charmaine Live Show, and I'm your host, Lady Charmaine. And as always, I got another great interview for you today. And I tell you who it is coming up right after this.
Alright, now let's get it. Let's go. Lady Charmaine is in the house, so you know we're gonna have a good time. You can relax your mind. Everything is gonna be alright. With Lady Charmaine live. Lady Charmaine live. Lady Charmaine live. Alright now.
When you think of movies like Meet the Blacks, Traffic, Black and Blue, or Intruder, only one person should come to mind, and he is here today to talk about his new film, Fatale, starring Michael Ealy and Hilary Swank. Help me welcome back to the Lady Charmaine Live Show, director, producer extraordinaire, Mr. Deon Taylor.
All
Welcome back to
right.
the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Always.
Absolutely, Deon. You're great. You're doing big things. We follow each other on Instagram, and it's so
Yes.
good to see you. All the things that you post, you just make me so proud. But especially living here in Sacramento. So thank you for doing us good.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. I know a whole lot has been happening, right? We know a lot of things happened yesterday. 2020 was definitely a historic year for all of us, beginning with the death of Kobe Bryant, the pandemic, stay-at-home orders, the death of George Floyd. And I want to ask you, 2020, what did you learn and what did you gain from 2020?
Man, I think the biggest thing that I learned from the year was health and family are priceless. Too many times we're kind of working at our careers or, going after something or pursuing something in life, no matter what that might be, no matter what level of life you're in. But I think 2020 allows you to understand to just stop and recognize and value, you know, what's in your life that God has given you, which is your health, your family, and time.
Amen.
And that really hit me hard this year, man. I know a lot of people have been saying different things about time, but like if you don't understand that, you know, time and life and health and family is really the most priceless thing you could have, then I think you missed the whole message of 2020.
Okay, look, say that one more again. I think you are so right in those orders too. So no, that was a blessing. But okay, I would be remiss if I don't talk about yesterday because yesterday was another historic day that's literally going to go down in our children's history books. And
Yeah.
who would have ever thought we would have seen a pandemic in our lifetime, an insurrection on Capitol Hill? Give me
Yeah.
your thoughts about just yesterday.
I think it was another one of those exposing moments for us. A lot of times, I think some people see obstacles and then other people see test, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and information. And I've been blessed enough to be able to see things a little bit differently than a lot of people that I'm around. I see these things as information. Here we are, the pandemic exposed so much. For one moment, the world stopped, and we were able to really look at, George Floyd's death and Ahmaud Arbery's death, and there was no distractions, and we were able to be like, "Yo, what's going on?" And everyone had to live with that. So that was a very, very big moment for us to actually begin to turn a page in terms of getting real, real help. Now we watch, we were out there marching. You know what I mean? I was marching all across the country. I done seen people get hit with rubber bullets, beating the back of their head. And now we watch with our own eyes a riot and people storm the Capitol. You know what I mean? And nothing, and they get escorted out. And I see a lot of people like, if they was black, we know that now.
You're
But
right.
the reality is now that it is exposed, now that it is frontline news, now that you could actually compare what you seen last night to what you seen 30 days ago.
Right.
Now, man, ain't nowhere for nobody to go. So if you in court right now, you got to be like, yo, here's the evidence, right?
Right.
Here's real evidence that we need to actually begin to defund the police and rebuild this a completely different way. Not take the police away, but this has to now be dealt with, man. When you
Right.
let two officers get off for shooting a young man 7 times in his back because you felt like your life was in danger. And then we watched a black officer run through the halls, right, of the goddamn building. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is like running? He never one time turned around and shot his gun at nobody.
Right.
And I'm going like, yo, if this isn't you being able to see, right, like clearly through what's been going on in this country, then something's wrong. But I think it's a great time for people that are now stepping up to be politicians, people that are on the front lines, people like myself that are activists, for us to now be able to take that ammunition and go to Biden or whoever, that group now, Harris, and be like, yo, y'all got to change this now. There's no more
Right.
excuses. There's nothing else we going to talk about. This has to be changed now. This ain't, let's think about it. Like, no, let's take this energy
Right.
and actually go make change the same way we did when we seen George Floyd and all those things happen. We seen companies, corporations, we seen several laws get changed. Not enough, but it is change happening.
Correct. Correct. And because I can say I participated in the march that you did here in Sacramento, and it
Yes,
was over 50,000 people. It was peaceful. It was beautiful. I mean, our city leaders was there. So we were able to see the difference from what you even did here in Sacramento and what
yes.
took place on Capitol Hill. So I'm a living witness to that. But I know you got to get ready to go, and I definitely don't want to miss talking about your brand new film, Fatale, starring Michael Ealy and Hilary Swank. Now, I heard
Man,
it's kind of like the new what is it? Fatal Attraction. I haven't seen it yet because I'm gonna see it tomorrow night because I know it starts
okay,
streaming on Friday. So I want you to tell me a little bit about the film.
it's good. It's good, man. This is a good one. Yeah, look, I love films. I love films that are interactive for audiences. Obviously, I think you know that.
Yep.
Movies like The Intruder, Black and Blue, even Traffic. You know what I mean? I just love movies where you go and you can escape and be entertained.
Right.
I really pride myself on making audience-driven films, and this one is a doozy, man. I love, those films that were in the early '90s, and people are kind of following my career. They're beginning to see like, oh, he's like a throwback. Um, Basic Instinct, What Lies Beneath. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Right.
Fatal Attraction. Those are all movies that were in my mind when I'm
Yes.
as a filmmaker making these movies, I'm like, I want to bring that back. Like, I want those movies that when you're done watching it, you actually want to see it again.
Right.
And believe it or not, that's rare. So this movie, two-time Academy Award winner Hilary Swank. Are you kidding me? Michael Ealy, Mike Coulter, Tyron Turner, Damaris Lewis. It's look. We often get people saying, "Oh man, you said every day keep making these movies just like Fatal Attraction," and I'm like, no, go see this film. The only similarity that is being, cross marketed with Fatal Attraction, which is obviously an Oscar award winning film, is a man makes a mistake. But outside of that, you're not gonna guess this one. This one is a roller coaster ride, and you finna pull your hair out.
Now you also worked with Michael Ealy before in Intruder. What made you want to tap him for this new film?
I love Mike. I had an opportunity to, really grow with him on The Intruder. That was such a fun movie, man. We had such a success with that film, opening number two, only to the Avengers. You know what I mean? And when you make something really special and you work with a person and you have a great energy with them, I just knew on set of that film, I was like, damn, I wish I had something more meaty for him. I wish I had, that movie didn't allow him to go to a different place that I wanted him to go to because it was a fun popcorn thriller.
Right.
But this one was like, no, this is awards. This is awards driven. This is one that will allow you to channel a different character than you've ever channeled before. This one's going to require a deep dive. And Michael ended up losing almost 25 pounds for the role.
Wow.
I mean, really, really, really went to a different place for this movie. Hilary Swank did the same exact thing. It was awesome to watch the two of them have this type of chemistry on set. But look, let me tell you this. I believe there's only 3 women historically, might be 4, that have received 2 Academy Awards, and Hilary Swank is one of them. And when you're dealing with that pedigree of actress, you're getting ready to get something next level. And this was the first time she's ventured into something like this, and putting her opposite Michael Ealy was just incredible for me as a filmmaker to watch. They're so brilliant. She's so brilliant that I'm just eager. Look, the movie opened number 3 in the country in a pandemic. And for us to be able to say that with an independent film along with Lionsgate is already fantastic. The cinema scores at a 90 something. So I'm just, look, man, I'm just being blessed. And God is keep putting great people around me. I'm just blessed to be able to have Hilary Swank and a Michael Ealy and a Mike Coulter. I remember when I was, begging people to work with me. And now
Wow.
it's great to just meet people that actually love your vibe and love your energy and want to get out with you.
Now, how did you convince Hilary Swank to do this film? Did she see the script and just fell in love with it? When you wrote the script, did you have Michael Ealy in mind and Hilary Swank and prayed that she said yes to the film?
No, that would be that's a great interview. Like, yeah, she read the script and hell no, nothing's easy for me, man. Y'all ain't, I don't never get that. Like, no, I went and met her. I didn't even have the script done yet. I had the idea in my mind and I took a meeting with her. I was working on the screenplay at the time with David Lowery, who I wrote The Intruder with. And met her, man, and the moment me and her met, we just fell in love. Like her energy was through the roof. I'm a high energy person. For those that don't know me, I'm the loudest in the room. And she was like, "Oh my God!" And we just hit it off. And although I did not have the screenplay at the time to present to her, I just felt something in my heart when I walked away from that meeting. I was like, man, this might be one of those times where someone just believes in you and you believe in them, and we might just take the ride together. And that's
Right.
exactly what happened. We worked on the script together. We built the project together. She worked with Roxanne, helped produce the film. And it was just a fun ride. And you look, the proof is in the pudding, man. Like, I believe like what we did together was incredible. And having a black female producer and Roxanne be able to produce a film at this level, having Hilary Swank to star in this movie at this level, and for us to all, a couple of days ago, all celebrate, all of us collectively to just be like so excited and happy about the movie. It's just, you can't write this.
That's wonderful. I had a question for you. As a black director in Hollywood and producer, did you ever feel doors was closed to you because you were black?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, they're closed now.
Oh,
You know, I mean, yeah. This is the real world, man. It's interesting, man. Like I think my story, but we worked at this for we've been at this almost 15 years, and we were a product of no. And meaning that no one gave us an opportunity to make the film. I remember people used to be like, "Oh man, you got that little movie? Huh? You working on your little movie, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working on." You know, yeah, it's crazy because now we went around the back. They was like, they're not letting nobody in the club. So, you already know what it was. Like, we like, oh, we go around the back. They got somebody gonna hold the door open. We went
okay.
around the back. We went around the back, man, and banged on the door a couple times, and we figured a way to get inside of there. And that was probably the hardest time of my life, trying to figure out how to crack a code
Right.
to get your movie made and get into Hollywood. And now we love working in Hollywood. But what's great about us is we figured out a way to work outside of the system, but also work with the system.
Okay.
And that to me is a priceless. We had to travel that road, man. A lot of people are not willing to travel that road. If you understand that, that's a lot of hard nights. That's a lot of crying. That's a lot of brokenness. You know what I mean? That's a lot of giving up on yourself.
Right.
A lot of damn, am I choosing the right thing?
Right.
And it took us a decade to actually work through all of those issues and figure out all those things to be able to get here. And so I really try my hardest to pride myself on telling people to not be afraid to take that journey. It's very easy to take an advance, but it's extremely hard to take a chance on yourself.
Wow. And lastly, I had another question for you, but I got to get to the projects that you have coming up. And one thing I love about Deon, in case you guys don't know, it doesn't take Deon months to make movies. He'll do a movie in 18 days, 23 days, 26 days. He ain't looking for months. He hit it and quit it. Where did that come from, Deon? I'm serious.
what we just talked about, not being able to get in. So once there's a sliver of light and you see a little bit of an opening, you got to go.
Right.
There's no time to paint a picture and then sit back and go, wow, look at this one. Everyone take a look at what I did. Like there's no time. There's no time. And this thing is constantly working inside my mind, man. I don't know what's driving me the way it's driving me, but I just don't want to stop because I remember what it was to not have anything going. Wow. And once you have a little bit of leverage, I quickly understood you got to keep running. Right. You cannot stop and look back and be like, oh man, look at what I just did here. Like, don't nobody care. Go to the next one. You know what I mean? And so we treat film in a very unique way. If I got the story, I love it. I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to give it everything I have. I'm going to build that story out. I'm going to put everything I have into it. But once that one is done, I'm gone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm like that one's ready. You gonna get it, and I'm going to the next.
And then you got something coming out. I think it was King Batch and also Joseph Sikora. I know you got something going on, some new ones coming out. Talk to us real briefly so we know what to expect in 2021 from you.
Yeah, during the pandemic, we shot a film called Don't Fear, starring Joseph Sikora from Power, who's incredible.
Tommy.
T.I. came down and he shot the movie right here in Tahoe. T.I., King Batch, Terrence J, Ruby Modine. This was a doozy. I have not done a horror film since I first started. Okay. A lot of people know I love the horror genre. I pride myself on horror films, and this is the one that I was like, all right, I'm gonna touch a real horror film again, and this is the one I touched. So This movie is in vein of like Annabelle and The Ring. We have a lot of the people that worked on The Ring that came to Sacramento and worked with us on this film. The cinematographer shot Lights Out and a bunch of other great horror films. Okay. And this one's gonna shake you up.
Especially with Joseph Sikora. He's an actor all by himself. Yes. I love him. Many of you know him as Tommy from Ghost, and he's also now in Ghost, or I guess Ghost Book 2 right now. Yeah, Power Book 2. So I know all of you know him. But again, I want to say, Deon, thank you so much for coming on the show. And I want to remind everybody, make sure y'all go see Fatale. It's going to be streaming tomorrow night, so y'all can watch it with me because I'm going to be watching it as well. So now you can watch it from the comfort of your own home. If you're in other states that will allow you to go to the movies, make sure y'all go and check it out. But make sure y'all start checking it out tomorrow night, Friday night, streaming on all streaming platforms. And again, thank you so much, Deon. You know I'm proud of you. I can't say it enough. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I want to just say this to everybody in SAC that might be watching this show as well. For everybody, man, that piled up in the cars and went to the drive-ins to see Fatale, thank you so much, man. I was getting the reports. People like, yo, it's sold out. I'm in the drive-in. I can't get a park. I just want to tell y'all thank you for all the support, man, and all the energy that you guys are putting out for me, man. It is not going unrecognized, and I just really love everybody in SAC, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And we appreciate you, Deon. You have a blessed day, okay?
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.